Not sure
The
if they
mid lane
wanted to
could
go for
still...
a Z for BMM. The advantage and the irrelevancy of the lineup of Vietnam would be there because a Wukong with the Cyclone is a big of a threat for any lane right now.
And here we go. Expectations has been set. Winning conditions have been placed into this game. Number 2 players have been looked upon. And right now, this is the second game of the gold medal matchup. And Osiris, this is going to be a crucial match for both these sides. If Philippines will win this game too, they will be on match point. And if Vietnam will be able to take this, it is going to be an even level playing field in this series so far.
Exactly, Infinity. I do strongly agree with you on that one because it means joke. So I need to breathe on that one. I need to have a break. But this time we are back. There's no jokes this time as we are heading onto game number 2. Teams are getting serious, but this is a different story, Infinity. As Taku, we are looking at Nazarea being bullied by a Garen, but he is on a low HP.
Yeah, it is. Huge pressures coming in from Team Philippines this time around. On top side, we're in.
The minimap
has that advantage. However, Team Vietnam as well is just around the
three
corner.
members.
Quite flexible so far. And Tan, Angara, and Bingay is there, so no contest coming in from Team Vietnam.
Yeah, and it is a good information gathered by Philippines as 2 members of Vietnam wanted to storm Nazarea's advantage, but he is on too deep in when he needs to recall and purchase some items. A good scuttler fight with 3 members being invested just to have Tan winning that scuttler fight. And it's not a Keno. Ooh.
Ooh, it's a good cancel recall coming in from Akano, but will not go in for an all-in so far. Just delaying that recall and that reset coming in from Pingay, but no casualties in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of this game.
Yeah, and you can definitely see the pressure is being put on. They want every bits of delay that they can get out of it just to deny the wave management. But being I will be back in time. No problem with that. But you can see someone is going overboard with the jungler. Why one?
Oh, the ultimates are ready. Cyclone is there as well. The flash coming in from the Angara will secure that CC, but you now have the counter engage as well coming from Vietnam. Hero's entrance, double man knockup. Y1 is forced to retreat. Angara's ultimate just forced the issue and forced Vietnam to go back over the hills. No trade back coming in from Team Vietnam.
Definitely a good job for Vietnam on responding, on going in for an invade, but they are a bit too late. The timings from the Philippines, no Filipino time right now because they got the perfect timing, the picture perfect timing. We're in. They were able to surprise it, investing every ultimates that they can just to secure. But Angara onto that exit from Tan, they didn't cover every angle that he can escape. A really good flash and Hero's entrance nullify that the possibility of a trade, and the Philippines acknowledging the factor, or let's say the early game prowess of Vietnam. They are the ones who's going to pull the trigger. We already broke this down into their draft that it will be Philippines who needs to push or to pull the trigger early on.
Bingay is in danger as Akino is here, but you know what? No engage will happen from Akino, despite having the ulti and the flash as well. But I just want to give a huge little committable play coming from Nazarea on that micro play that he did on top side, where he controlled the wave. Right, it was amazing.
Yeah, he knows his thing in terms of winning his waves or his lane, and even using just the counter strike to garner a lot of attention to the minions, and then he's going to punch Taco in the face. So you can see that the damage is fairly high for this guy, and with him having the Divine Sunderer, there is more sustain that he can use. A Black Cleaver for Taco, not even a Hull Breaker to add extra pressure for this Jax. this will be a good window for Philippines.
Yeah, and right now, Varus has already, or Dahao has already secured the Trinity Force. Reduced damage, but on top side, once again, another engage coming in from Tan. However, Bingay is in danger as Y1 looks for that trade. Hero's entrance forces Y1 to retreat, and so far that will be the one for a one. Explosive cast though. Dahao is in danger, pinned down, isolated. Body stun is there coming from Akino. 1-1 is there with isolation damage and no escape from the ADC of Team Philippines, as that will be the trade back for Team Vietnam.
As mentioned a while ago, point proven that they are going to look for Dahao again and again. Explosive cast can BMM. They learned their lesson to block any escape at Dazarea for the play.
Nazariel with a counter strike already gone. Damash and Justice will not connect right now. Nazariel goes for the Justice Punch as well. Knocks up onto Taku. This is a fight that both teams want to go for the Rift Herald as well.
Counter strike being spent
on the forefront of this fight. All
Piercing
members
arrow
is here to play, is here to fight, but Team Philippines will be able to secure the objective, and now Team Philippines will go and force the issue as well. But so much damage coming in from Team Vietnam. Immediate counter engage with a chain of corruption rooting down on two members. Now Genza will not be able to escape, but before then, he will bring one member along with him. Akino going to support his teammate as well to gain another, and so far that is just a clash from Team Philippines and Vietnam. It was a huge shuffle.
And was what we've mentioned, this will be a bloodbath, and we saw the back and forth. You can definitely see Dahao creating a lot of space for himself, losing all of those, the piercing arrow and the setup from Angara, catching all of the culling. Once again, a fight infinity.
Akano, body slam onto Y1. Y1 is in danger, has to flash away, but not over the wall. Tan will be able to come through. And now BMM goes for the flash as well to secure that kill. So far, both junglers are down for both these teams.
They're out in the fight, and BMM, this is what we're talking about, that he needs to be on to the champion that's even more explosive. He is looking for those skills, the same from Rift Herald. He was able to take down key members. And Nazarea, yes, Akeno won with the last trade from the previous one, or the previous Rift Herald fight, but Nazarea applied the pressure onto the Baron lane. This time, the Dragon is open. We might be going for the reset. So we saw the junglers coming out again. They are resurrected. And once again, everyone is eyeing onto that Mountain Drake.
Yeah, and remember, Tan has the ultimate ready, so Cyclone is up. When it comes to a team fight, this is the advantage that they seek. Taku, though, zoning away the Team Philippines right now. Angara into the backside, goes for the taunt. Now Tan uses the Cyclone into the back. Y1 is knocked up, but jumps right in. Damash and Justice will secure the jungler of Team Philippines, and now that's gone.
They
have to punish. No objectives that will be secured by Team Philippines so far. It is a 2-for-2 trade. Forced to flash away for Bingay over the hill of the Dragon's Pit, and Angara left standing alone on topside river will not pursue for the issue by Team Vietnam.
They are going in eye to eye. Once again, both of the junglers are down, and they are looking for the right target, and this is a good delay coming in from Angara if they still want to go in, force those push. And still the Mountain Drake is there. The reset, the delay from that Winds of War puts a bit of a few seconds onto that recall, and they are now one step ahead on taking the Drake.
Yeah, and so far, Mountain Drake now being started once again by Team Philippines.
This is the good timing.
It's a bit far, but just around the horizon, will not pursue for the contest, and Philippines will secure the Mountain Drake.
And they decided not to go in, as they need to acknowledge a Nazarea on that hull breaker, the second item right now. And what's good about this is not just that Jax is applying pressure onto the, let's say, the wounds of Team Vietnam. As we saw, Bingay also trying to shove the wave onto the Dragon lane with his hull breaker. The efficiency of top to bottom is appearing onto the side of Philippines, and Vietnam has left no choice but to acknowledge them, but to wave or push the wave, or go back to a wave management with their resources.
Yeah, it's no breathing room for Team Vietnam. On top of the mountain, Drake, you have kills, you have the top turret, and it's just so much gold now being to the side for Team Philippines at this point. Now, Rift Herald also being started by Tan, but almost every single member of Team Philippines on this objective as well. If Y1 comes through, you have a lot of isolation that can come up. Now, Angara goes in for the taunt. It is going to be a hell of a matchup as Team Philippines goes for the CC.
Patience.
Taco is already gone for Team Vietnam. With a member disadvantage, they have to run for the hills. They have to go back. Bingai will be the target for Y1, but will not go for an all-in as you have Angara just around the corner.
Discipline play once again coming in from Philippines, and job's done. Vietnam doesn't need to lose more teammates at that point with the expense of Taku losing. They don't have a beefy front line. Yes, you have a Keno, but that's already 5 full members of Philippines, and there's no Rift Herald to contest with. At this point of the game, they can just open the map even further with another Rift Herald. They are shutting down doors of Vietnam, as this is their textbook play to take every Rift Herald. And you can see Bingai applying pressure. You can see the movement onto the minimap, and they are prepared as the brushes being controlled by Tan. This is the bait that they want to go in.
They're doing a double bluff! You have Angara and Tan just around the corner. If Team Vietnam forces out the issue, they can go for the counter engage, but they know, they have understood. They know that Bingai is going for the bait as well, so force the retreat. As Bingai and Angara is still there around the corner of the right quadrant jungle. Tan has information that the remaining team members of Vietnam is here.
The distraction indeed, as you can clearly see, Dahao and Nazarea, they are pushing waves very hard. And you can see right now with the replay, I'm not sure if enemies would definitely see the hull breaker indicator, but the moment that it lose and they missed the explosive cask, they don't have any good initiation and not even a good disengage if they fail on killing Bingai.
Yeah, look at that. Rift Herald now spawned in the bottom lane. A lot of pressure being poured out. Angara is there to taunt as well.
Power
so
down,
Taku can't do nothing. And the tier 2 turret will fall. A huge gold injection once again.
And everyone right now, they're having a hard time onto the side of Vietnam. This is a push and pull. A good macro play coming in from Philippines. But Dahao, he is sought out after.
Perfect flash from Dahao will not isolate from Akeno's explosive cap. Overall, really, really good.
The respect from the explosive cast again and again. This is the second time that he uses this. They are losing a lot of worth or cost. It's a bit of an expensive mistake because as much as they're not taking those isolation or kidnap plays, this is a huge opening for Philippines to farm up. This is the second item coming in from Dahao with the Trinity Force, and we are getting close on popping things off or popping any champion with the chains of corruption.
Just a lot of layering on top of each other time and time and again. Chain of corruption, you have Heroes Entrance, you have Nazarea's Counter-Strike as well. That is the difficulty that Team Vietnam is currently facing. And right now we need to have that huge dependency from Y1, from BMM and Gensa as well to deal those damage and be able to pick up Dahao and Bingai right out of the bat.
Slowly but surely get it out once again. Remember, this is 20 seconds, but Philippines, they are 2 steps ahead. Keeping Vietnam, no one's overextending. They are just being patient, and this might be a free dragon for Philippines, but this is also the time for Vietnam for a huge turnaround. So they are poising themselves. They are looking for the opening. Infinity, this might be it.
Body slam coming from Akeno. The counter engage goes for the Justice Punch. Stasis immediately coming right out, but Cyclone will be right out when Stasis will fall, and that will be the support secured by Team Philippines at this point. They have the member advantage. Angara going away the enemy team. The taunt is there as well. Chain of corruption right out to follow up onto Angara's engage, and that will be Dahao's damage being showcased in that fight alone. Now Team Vietnam is
look at
forced to just
Bingay.
push into the mid lane as well.
No
But the
recall.
defense is there coming from Team Philippines. Just this punch knocks up onto I1. They can't do nothing. Will not
Can't
be
be
able
McVay.
to secure that
No
kill
recall.
even. Now Bingay into the bottom lane. It's forcing out the fight. Is
got
forcing
the
that
tower.
push. The inhib turret is falling down as that will be lane prio by Team Philippines.
The Hullbreaker doing wonders in the hands of Bingay and everyone from the side of Team Philippines, keeping the recall at Vietnam. You can see Angara with a sliver of health. He was able to survive with the last bullet missing to BMM. A good play once again, the macro decision, and this is Philippines not hesitating to every movements that they're going. They are creating every opportunities right now matter. Even Nazarea, this Jax, he isn't being shut down. He is slowly but surely building up to the late game, while other members of Philippines, especially Bingay and Dahao, keeping the early game into their hands.
Yeah, and at the moment, 15 minutes, 16 minutes into this matchup, 8k gold lead already for Team Philippines with the inhibitor down in the bottom lane. A lot of pressure being shouldered by the team, by the players of Team Vietnam. And so far, we really need to see Akino stand up and have that huge ultimate, and have that huge setup for the team to be able to execute. If all else fails, this is a huge investment for Team Vietnam. Y1, BMM, and Genza as well that needs to follow up from those engages for them to be able to make it back.
And at this point of the game, Vietnam, this is a bit of a turtle move from them. They are acknowledging and they are respecting the aggression, or let's say how the gap has been made. 63k gold against a 55, 15 to 9 and 16 minutes into the game. They need an opening. They need the Y1 to do his own play. Look for those key targets. They need to take down Dahao or even Tan to nullify or to stop any of those CCs. But the well protected by Angara's hero's entrance. You can see Nazarea still wreaking havoc on a different lane, while Philippines, the 4 members, they are poising. They are trying to put a stand onto the Baron, back and forth against Vietnam. They are aware Infinity.
Tan jumping into the backside. Y1 is the target, will not suffice. Change target though. Genza is now going to be the eyes on the prize for Tan. Right now, Hero's Entrance will follow up to zone away the enemy team as Angara calls down 2 members, forcing out the stasis and check immediately by Akino. If Akino will fall, there's no more front line for Vietnam as well, because we have Taku defending the bottom lane, and that is good enough, forcing Vietnam to retreat.
A while ago, it was Bingay who's trying to stall them, but this time around, it was Nazareas doing his best on opening the Dragon Lane, but this might be a bad choice. Y1, these 2 members checking in.
That is the body slam along with a Justice Punch as a counter engage. You have the taunt as there as well. Akino being cycloned up, knocked up, can't do nothing. The CC chain is flawless from the Philippines. Double kill for Tan, and that is the power the Team Philippines is showing here in this game too. The Baron Nashor is open for them to take. No junglers available for Team Vietnam.
The pressure is on. You might be using the calling, but this is the calling wherever you will go. Philippines is there. Baron, the bottom lane. They are setting things up. This might be the objective that they need to put the nail into the coffin, as Angara is playing well against Genza, and the storm is coming in. They are not going down anytime. Philippines.
Oh! Wow, Taku, perfect timing. Just used up the flash over the wall with the Damash and Justice, bringing down Bingay, but still 4 members has the Baron buff to the side of Team Philippines at the moment, and Team Vietnam just has to burn the Baron Nashor before they're able to attack.
And yes, they were able to get 1 word out of it. That's a single Baron buff being took out, but Tan to Y1. He is the one to take down. But BMM Infinity, this is a 1v1.
Yeah, and Tan is just being
Make
a
that
menace
two.
into the backside. BMM is not a target for Tan, but not gonna pull through. The Nexus is already at half
Nazarea on the
HP.
GA.
BMM and
Oh my
Genza
goodness.
clearing down the wave. No more wave to push down the bottom lane. However, you have Nazarea pushing the top lane as well with a GA that is a hard Baron laner to defeat. The TP is coming right through. The minions are pushing in, and game 2 will be secured by Team Philippines.
Match point for the gold. And the previous gold medalists are put into a halt. This is a different game, Infinity. What we saw, because